Salut, salut, salut. Oi, oi, oi. Comment ça va? Comment ça va? Comment ça va? J'essaie de me réchauffer un peu moi déjà. Je me réchauffe depuis l'intérieur. Oui, c'est bon, c'est bon, c'est bon. Alors, on va attaquer cette baïonnette. On va attaquer par ce mécanisme que j'ai là sur mon écran. Bien, ça commence bien. Hey Stig. Yo. Comment ça va? Comment ça va? Comment ça va? La forme? Malade. Ah, ok. Bon, ça va pas! Chocolat pour le chef. Putain, mais j'ai l'impression que c'est moi-même qui me parle. Bah, je sais pas, j'allais me chercher du chocolat aussi, alors voilà. Pas le droit de parler de chocolat en plein stream là. C'est pas sain pour moi. Faut pas faire ça. Ça y est, on a eu son chocolat. Du coup, j'ai été m'en chercher. M'a donné envie avec ton chocolat. Le chocolat, moi, roll mops. Ouais. J'ai un point commun avec Ando. Hein. Merde. Ah! C'est pas bien.
Tu vois?
Oui, ça va. Pourquoi?
Non, je sais pas, maman aurait entendu un peu bizarre ou quelque chose.
Ah, j'ai juste fait tomber un chocolat par terre, j'ai essayé de le ramasser en même temps que je parle. Alors ça fait des bruits bizarres. C'est tout. Ça va toi? Tu fais quoi?
Moi je fais des petits trucs, là j'avais prévu de dessiner un petit peu avant d'éteindre la radio et de m'endormir.
Bonne idée.
Je vais voir. Surtout il faudrait que la bouteille soit pleine demain pour que je puisse boire avec l'école.
Est-ce que tu vas emmener ça? Mais ça, si ça se plonge dans le sac, ça va être tout mouillé. Hein.
Bah, je sais pas comment faire alors, parce qu'à l'école j'ai tout le temps soif et c'est plus le droit de bouteille en plastique.
Ouais, mais tu sais bien que c'est pas étanche.
Ah ouais. C'est le problème, sauf que si je mets entre mes cahiers, je pense qu'il y a moyen que ça...
Ben, c'est risqué.
Ouais, je sais pas.
C'est risqué.
Comment je
Ben,
fais, alors
samedi on va à Jiffy, on va essayer de trouver une gourde en métal, hein, mais une
Ouais.
gourde en métal,
C'est...
bah c'est pas ça, c'est faut trouver.
ben,
S'il n'y a pas le choix, il n'y a pas le choix, mais... Il nous emmerde la Bertrix. Hein.
c'est vrai que c'est bon. Hein.
Ça devient chiant à force. Hein.
C'est pire, je trouve, les maîtresses là.
Mm.
Elles sont toutes les deux sur les nerfs.
Bah de toute façon, là, ils ont pas un boulot facile en ce moment.
Enfin,
Tu sais, avec toutes ces restrictions et tout le merdier. Donc oui, je pense qu'elles sont sur les nerfs un peu.
quel choix.
J'ai pris une gourde Quechua pour dans le sac. Elle est en métal? Marc, il y a Decathlon, il y a les gourdes Quechua peut-être.
Ah ouais.
Ouais, c'est à Decathlon qu'on va récupérer la gourde. Là, on est sûr d'en trouver.
Ouais, parce que là-bas, c'est que les trucs de
Ouais,
sport.
ouais.
etc. Si on va raconter quelque chose.
Ouais, on va aller. De toute façon, samedi, je vais à Decathlon. Enfin, je sais pas pourquoi je te dis ça, tu sais même pas ce qu'il y a à Carré, mais bon. On va aller faire un peu de shopping samedi, on va récupérer. On passera à côté de Decathlon.
Quel jour t'as dit là?
Samedi. Plastique, mais pas plastique. Qu'il est, c'était microplastique. Ah oui. Oui, bah oui, c'est ça le truc. C'est... Ouais. C'est 400 bactéries qui se développent dans les bouteilles en plastique qui dérangent la maîtresse. Ça fait des années que mes gamins boivent dans les bouteilles en plastique, mais bon, c'est pas grave.
On verra samedi.
Ça dépend de la qualité, ouais. On verra samedi, mais ouais, je sais pas comment on va faire pour que ta bouteille aille droite par contre.
Bah, j'apprendrai pas demain. Et puis,
Est-ce qu'il y a un endroit dans ton sac où, genre la poche de devant,
Ah non, il n'y a pas la place.
il n'y a pas la place pour une bouteille? Ça lag. Bon. Bah écoute, à tout à l'heure, enfin à demain. On a déjà fait bisous coucou.
Bonne nuit.
Sans compter, tu sais. Après, il n'y en aura plus. Allez, travaille bien. Ouais, je veux dire, dors bien.
Très bien, moi aussi.
Merci. Bon, il est chiant, cette boule là. Elle ne peut pas rester en place. C'est bien chiant. Tu peux rester comme ça, s'il te plaît? Merci. Emmerdé par une caméra. Non. Alors, c'est lequel des deux qui marche pas? Parce que... Ah bah ouais, c'est celui qui marche. Ah bah je prendrai des postes en même temps. Putain, il va falloir que je commence à faire une liste. Alors, gourde. Métal. D4. Posca blanc. Calipage. Non, toi tu restes là. Ouh, tu m'énerves, lui. Il m'énerve. Oh putain, il m'énerve. Oula, oula, oula. Non, c'est bon. Non, ça va. Je croyais que j'avais raté plein de trucs, mais non, en fait. Le mec, il se réveille après. Oh, par contre, cet œil est beaucoup trop bas. Ouais, là, ça va mieux. Alors, au cas où les gourdes de paille à paille, je trouve que c'est un peu naze. Je préfère les goulots à l'ancienne, c'est plus pratique. Ah non, mais c'est clair. Puis en plus, les gourdes à paille, non, c'est pas propre. T'as toute la merde dans la paille, c'est dégueulasse. Non, non, on va prendre une bonne vieille gourde de randonnée, là, en métal, et puis basta. Et beau goulot, hein. Bizarre ce casque. Oh, ça commence à être le bazar ici là. Entre les crayons, les figurines, les peintures, les... Mais regardez-moi ce bordel. Non, mais regardez-moi ce bordel. Non mais sans déconner. Je te jure. Bon, on va déjà se débarrasser d'un truc qui gêne là. dernier, c'est le dernier. Putain, je croyais que c'était une trace de chocolat que j'avais foutu sur le dessin. Je dis, ah non. Bon, on va essayer d'aller pas trop compliqué ce soir encore. Avec cette baïonnette. J'ai assez de trucs que je vois pas du tout ce que je dois dessiner après, donc... dirait qu'il a le nez coincé entre les... On dirait qu'il a le nez bouché par le truc, quoi. Il fallait que le nez tombe là. Merde, j'ai pas vu avant. Toi aussi t'as le nez bouché? Ah bah oui, c'était malade. T'es balade. Quelqu'un a enlevé le style... Non, quelqu'un a enlevé le bouchon sur la tronche de Bob et ça a complètement tout effacé. Heureusement que je me souviens. Bob 2. Le 30. « 04. Non, 03. Putain, je suis inspiré par ce dessin, c'est impressionnant. Ce dessin m'inspire. Ouf. Ok, ça roule. Repose-toi bien. Merci d'être passé malgré le nez bouché et tout le reste. Sinusite, ouais, ça craint. Hop, ouais, si tu penses que c'est mieux. Oui, bah oui, forcément. C'est mieux aussi, il vaut mieux être sûr, c'est sûr. Là, dans ces cas-là, vaut mieux être sûr. Bah après, si déjà t'as une sinusite, vaut mieux rester chez toi aussi, quoi. Je veux dire, à un moment donné, garde ta sinusite pour toi, quoi. Yep, je confirme. Bah écoute, tu me tiens au courant. Ah, tu me dis. commence à m'emmerder. On va pas rester là où je demande. Désolé. Ah merde, plus de café. Je vais devoir chercher un autre café. Désolé, je suis en conversation en même temps avec Emery. Ok, alors, qu'est-ce qu'on va faire comme... And finish it here. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's gonna be very easy for me. No problem. Hello, hello, hello. Salut FX. Comment ça va? Comment ça va? Comment ça va? Yo, yo, yo. Wow, the music is very loud or the student? Why is that so loud? T'étends ton linge. Moi je dis, ça c'est une information capitale. Merci de la partager avec nous. Alors, voyons voir. Yeah, Marie, our little project is getting very, very exciting. I think having this intro is just perfect for me. Because yeah, it looks like it's all about the big guy, but behind that we're gonna be able to explain a lot of things. You know, a lot of you know, how the village is working, and about the big stone, and you know, there is a shaman council and stuff like that. I mean, there is a lot of stuff that can be introduced even before we start the story. And having all that, it's gonna be a nice kick. And so we'll be able to, start chapter 2, more slowly, because people know, they will know that, some stuff happened already, and and maybe it's give them a little bit of breath before going into action again. That's why I like this idea of doing chapters, even though we are on a comic book. I would like to have this novel feeling, even though it's a comic book. So I don't know if we can achieve that, but I really would like to try to do that, because I don't mind too much to have like a off voice or something here and there explaining stuff like in novels, because I always wonder if I can take a novel and made it as a comic book, so I guess what we can try is just you writing it as if it won, and me trying to keep up with the image, and if it doesn't work, just find another way to tell the story. I don't know, I don't want to mess your brain too much. Very true. That is the part I got confused in the beginning, but I think doing it through the character is going to be quite sophisticated. I think so, yes, because, and we can even call that chapter the Red Knight or something like that. So that way it's not just about the character, because if you think about it, is it about the big guy or is it about the bad shaman? Because for me, it's more about showing what the bad shaman is doing and why he's being kicked out. It depends how you see it, You can, with your detailed illustration and putting information boxes here and there, will be great. Your drawing are really, really good. They are ready to be turned into a comic novel already. I gotta say, I'm not sure about that. We'll see. But for now, I'm just looking around and trying to find the flavor and having ideas like the snake. Because the good shaman, I put a bear fur on him, just because it suits him very well. And what you say about about the bear and everything just make the character look more cool, and it makes very much sense, and having the bad shaman having snakes and stuff, that gives such a flavor to the character as well, so I'm gonna add that. Because I can make the staff looking like I don't want to go too slavering about it, because we already have that in Harry Potter. But yeah, we can introduce the snake in this design. There is not too much problem. I have to be honest, man. An illustration of your contain vast amount of information in it. You can easily turn a paragraph or two into illustration easily. I think that's why I was talking. I'm sure that I would be able to take, huge pack of a novel, and put it in like 2 or 3 Ks. I don't know. But yeah, it like this little sketch I made, because the Wednesday in my workshop, it's a drawing day for the kids, and I have 2 classes of kids that have a free theme about what they want to draw. So they draw what they want, but they they try to push it harder than they do usually at home. That's the point, to do that in my workshop, so I can help them out if they want to have a certain a certain way of doing things that they can't do on their own. So I was like, I finished the drawing I was doing last week, And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start working on this comic book in those classes. And then I started to draw that shaman, and this crazy rabbit starting to transform, and the kids really loved it. They really loved it. Yeah, I really loved the rabbit, and the guy behind it, and it's a good feeling because you're like, okay, so this comic book is gonna talk to everybody, the little kids and the adults as well. So it's good to know as well what they think about the drawings. But for me, it's just a sketch right now. It's not, completely like what I want to do. Yeah, I think so. That's why, we need to be clever about the storytelling because, we may think that, being kicking out the bad shaman and telling that he's going to come back and made him the villain is quite like straight away obvious villain. But I think we need simple, simplicity as well, which is because the kid needs to be able to follow the story, and we don't really need to torture our mind about who is that guy. So we can make it like we say, have a mask and everything. So we are not sure until the end, and kids can be surprised. Adult can say like, yeah, I knew it. And what about Denise? Did she started to think about some design for the story, or even to a movie, leaving an end open to making it certain that the bad shaman is going to be back, leaving the mystery? Yeah. And like I said, when I saw you were struggling to see, how everything can fit together, I was thinking like, oh, am I seeing wrong? Because for me it looks just perfect. So that's why I'm trying to ping pong every question you ask, and just trying to make you see how I was saying it. So I was like, okay, maybe maybe I don't know, maybe it wasn't. I don't see it the right way, and I was happy to see that now that I explain everything the way I see it, you kind of agree that it's a good start. But the way I see our project is the movie. It's movie like. That's the feeling I want to get when I read the comic. We have an illustrated movie. That's what we're gonna do. We are not gonna do a comic book. We're gonna have an illustrated movie. Bunny. Yeah, I that's imagine that you remember the big drawing I made for the cover of our box for Master Warriors. This kind of quality I want for the comic book. I want like picture like quality. So I know I still have a little bit of work to achieve what I want for the visual of our comic book, but I really want to have like this movie feeling, kind of animated movie feeling of the whole thing. And you when you remember the story, like, was it an animated movie or is it comic book? I don't remember. Oh yeah, she turned into a mad sorcerer. She is experimenting on different animals and trying to see what kind of monster can come out of them. Perfect. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure she have great fun, and when I came to try to make a monster, I was like, I have this big book of this big book of animals, and I was like turning the pages, and I'm like, that's not gonna be as easy as I thought actually. And I have to be honest, I'm quite relieved that I will have somebody behind me, giving me design that I just have to, adapt to what we need, taking, the exactly the design she made, and just, animate it the way we need for the story. And I'm quite relieved to think that I won't have to create everything for that comic book, that I will have, a good base of reference, and that's gonna be great to have monsters reference actually, because what I need is that I'll pick it up the one it suit the best for that scene, and draw it. And when I was saying that the fun thing to do will be like in the end of the first album, when this story is the first of the trilogy is done, we can have like credits like in the movie, because we are drawing a movie, and then we have like our names there with maybe our portraits like we do in the Master Warriors, and we can have some sketches of Denise and stuff like that, and like 2 white page, like, all right, it's done, and then we have like 2 pages of what's gonna happen next, like in those Marvel movies. That's something I really want to do, and then we take back those 2 pages in the next album and keep going. But it's a nice way to have like all the sketches that the original sketches that being used for the drawing, so that way, even though Denis' work not being there directly, it will be there in the album for sure, and people will see that what she drew was exactly what we use for the story. Because yeah, I'm very excited about the idea that the 3 of us have a really important job to do. I'm gonna have to make sure that what we see on page is gonna looks great, and it's gonna be a joy for the eyes, and what you're gonna write is gonna be great to follow, and we want to see heard about more, and what Denis gonna design is gonna kick ass. So that, again, I mean, I guess in 1, 2, or 3 weeks we're gonna stop talking about how exciting that project is and just talk about ideas, but right now it's just too exciting. I can't stop talking about how exciting it is. And I can't wait tomorrow to talk about it more, because we have a video call tomorrow, so we can gathering around all the ideas we had and talk about more about the comic book or something else. Yeah, it is amazing, believe me. I am a brutally honest person. If I don't like something or someone, I directly say it with evidence. Yeah, I saw that. Since I was thinking differently, I thought those ideas were pinpoint for the 3rd chapter or 4th. But when I explained to you how I rotated the story in my mind, telling a through a character, it opened up a whole different dimension. So I learned something new too as I was trying to find a solution. I feel like leveled up in a way. So thank you for that. I mean, it's just the way I was feeling about it, but exactly, Denise and I are like that too. We all keep talking about it. I mean, but it's frustrating because you two can talk about it. When I'm trying to talk about it to my wife, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm happy for you, but she doesn't really care. And it's understandable because she doesn't know what's happening in that story, like how great is starting to be and everything. And maybe she will. I even don't know if she's gonna read it one day because orcs. She doesn't really care about orcs or or whatever. So yeah, you were more lucky with that part. Oh yeah, yeah. I can't wait to have that object in my hand. It's gonna be great because it's very easy to edit and publish the book by ourselves now. My ballpoint pen art book is online since 2010, and if I have to buy it for myself, it's around €23. So it's not that bad for a comic book. And if we decide that we don't do that for money and we just like take, I don't know, like €3, so we have €1 each every comic book that's being sold. uh, we can sell that for like under €30 for the comic, and it's not that you know especially for this kind of because what we need to do is really make sure that the inside is as great as the cover. Most of comic books, you like a great cover, and then you open up and it's like, yeah, it doesn't look very good. Yeah, we don't want that. We should make her a character in the story. I am sure that will be very exciting for her. What would she be like to be in the world like that? I mean, it's not. I mean, it's too good to not doing that. My good friend Dieter. I don't know if you hear Dieter, but hi. Wants to be an orc for a very long time. So I already drew him as an orc for Master Warriors, even though it's not really for Master Warriors because it's never been be published as an orc of Master Warriors. But I don't know if you saw that one. He has like chainmail around his face with a plaque here, and I asked him, I'm gonna do that comic book, and it's gonna be all about orcs. Um, and there's gonna be a lot of villagers on that village. Do you want to be one of them? And he was like, oh yeah. Even though I'm starting to realize, after the third character I'm doing, that I starting to be able to not need having a real guy behind an orc. So I may not need as many people as I thought, because I thought every character on that comic book, as it is a movie in my mind, will be played with by somebody. So it will it complicated a little bit my work in a sense, but I felt like it's gonna make it even more special. But that means it can only be people that can play a little bit, because you need to act out the scene and the emotion I want to have in that scene. So it's gonna have to be people around, so I can take as many pictures as I can. So yeah, and then I realized, after the third character, that I may not need having an actor behind every character of that book. But as a portrait painter, in my heart, I really like the idea of having a real person behind the character. So if for one or two characters we want to be involved, I was already starting to think about, maybe me being not the big guy like I thought in the beginning. I need something more like, but maybe for his dad, the chief. Maybe I'll play the guy, or the shaman. The good shaman can be that as well, but I'm not sure. I don't feel myself as being like the good shaman. Tu files au dodo? Ok, bon dodo. We have Netflix for that now. Don't worry. Nothing has to look exactly like the original drawing. Bonne nuit, bonne nuit. What do you mean we have Netflix for that now? Oh, to have actors behind characters, or what? I'm lost here. But yeah, if Denise wants to play a role in there, I guess if we come across a character that she feels like really close to her, I don't see any problem of sketching out the scenes like I was planning to do, in the sketch version of the story, and then she can play the scene. We take pictures, and then I can draw her as the character. That's very doable. Netflix management have a specific diversity path that they are following. For example, a character who is white in a comic is diversified the cast. They made a black character plays, for example. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, and some writers are stupid enough to change that and saying, all from the beginning she was black, which is not true, because we have the book who say otherwise. N'est-ce pas, J.K. Rowling, that say now that Hermione was black since the beginning, when in the book we can read that she have a white face. Or maybe she's a black girl with a white face, who knows. But I don't see why she found herself forced to change something that it doesn't really need to be changed. I mean, she create a lot of black people character for in the book, so what did she feel the need to all the students, trying to make sure that everybody is happy about it? I won't have mind at all having Hermione being black since the beginning. But it's just that it's been years and years we imagine her with a white face. Now she's older student, she's black. Sometimes I think it is not up to them. The contract they sign demands certain action from them. But talking about the colors, I was wondering, because it bothered me a little bit that all the orcs on those war games are green. They are called green skin for it's not for nothing. But I really like the idea of having different type of skin as well. Don't I don't think I'm gonna draw them, all of them with exactly the same green face. Like to have like Oliver green, and one have maybe a more brownish color, and so on. Some will maybe have some stain. Like we can make like some nice, maybe not white, but that can be a very nice specification about that character. You have all, it's like a cow. You have like marks on his, like in this movie, Bright. The orcs are even blue in that movie, so I don't want to have blue orcs, but at least like natural color, going from you can go from brown to khaki, which is kind of brownish green, to almost skin color. That this gradient, we can go there. But what I like in Bright is that the orcs have like birthmark everywhere on their faces, and that can make some nice characterization for our orcs. And for like the two shaman have scarification in their body that we don't see too much right there, but I think it's gonna be something shaman will have in their skin. I really need to find what make a shaman. Like I'm gonna look around like nice reference about American Indian shaman, and like all those kinds of shaman, because I'm looking around about reference with orcs, but it I really want to do something original. So taking again the same kind of orc shaman, it's not what I'm looking for. I mean, it's good to see what they're doing. So it allowed you to do something different. But I'm gonna really try to do something that has nothing to do with what we see usually in the fantasy, visual, all the, because it's always very irritating my ears when I hear that that's how we do it, that's the classical way, and yeah, until somebody doing something else that became a big hit, and they're like, oh yeah, that's the new way of doing orcs. Like, sure. Yeah, look at the orcs before Minecraft or Warcraft. Sorry, the orcs before Warcraft was like normal size. Maybe Games Workshop made them a little bit bigger than humans for the black orcs. But after Warcraft, orcs became huge, like bears, like bear size, like almost giant muscle that you just smack your face and your head is just rolling on the grass. This is very too strong. I don't even know how humans are fighting those guys, because they are huge and muscular. It's just a mountain of muscle. And and now nobody have problem with those orcs, and that's not how Tolkien write orcs at all. So I don't really care about not doing stuff the way we see those guys usually. I'm more into trying to create something different. Oh yeah, sure. Because you don't really know what's the origin of that village, so you just need to have one of those newcomers that have very dark skin, and is now is part of the village, and then you have a wife and kids that now have different color face, and mortality is a terrible thing. That is what the corporation life does to people. They actually don't want people to think and create new things, therefore eliminating competition. Yeah, I mean, when you see what's even in a movie, having a movie with very new, fresh, and original ideas, it's very hard. What you see is like a remake, and and doing, keep going the franchise, and it's like take what works and try to keep going with it, and instead of trying to do something fresh. So I'm not saying I'm gonna be able to achieve what I want, but I'm gonna work hard for that. I'm gonna try to get out of my comfort zone and try to make very nice stuff. Hopefully that will be original, because it's very hard when you don't really know more than that what have been made already, to do something very original. But even in writing already, just having this world where orcs are like normal guys, that's, for me, it's already something interesting. Yeah, true, and most of the remake are so hard to watch, as if every actor are trying to be the main one. You can feel their insecurity. I don't know about that, but yeah. I remember I did watch The Seventh Son with my son, and this movie is about the spook. It's a book. It's a series of book. I read all of them because I really love this story, the Spook Apprentice and the Spook's Curse and the Spook Secret. And what they did with The Seventh Son is that they made a movie about those characters in the same universe, but they changed the story completely. And I was like, this is stupid. I mean, spook is a job, and you have a spook in every part of the country. And so why you just you take that franchise, yes, but you create a new spook, and you're free to do what you want, and all the fans won't be upset about it, because the fan destroyed the movie, because the movie was not bad, but it was so not the book that all the fans destroyed that movie, and it never went anywhere. And I don't understand why they took the names and changed everything else. So that for me, it was just stupid. Your illustration already are great. I am being honest. There are maybe 5 or 6 channels we watch on whole Twitch. I remember the day Denise was browsing through channels and there was nothing on their art section worthy of watching. Then we found you. Yeah, I mean, the sketches are not too bad. The drawings for Master Warriors are a little bit better. My only concern with those drawings is that usually it's like it's just one still. There's no there's no action. There is no dynamism. There is no particular um, I mean, you know, we're gonna have to follow the action there. You know, we're gonna have to be in the action. We're gonna have to be able to have two characters talking without, being visually bored. We're gonna have, we're gonna have all those stuff, and we're gonna have those characters that, because I'm gonna draw one dude there, but if I'm gonna have to draw that dude in every position possible, and I'm gonna have to draw that dude when he's angry, when he's happy, when he's bored, when it's an all new level that I'm very happy to be to do, because it's gonna made. I'm sure I'm gonna be much better drawer when I'm be finished with that first album. And so it's very, because it's been like 2-3 years that I'm kind of being in the same, I felt in 2020 the level have been raised. I leveled up in 20, but since then I'm kind of in the same level. So now with that project, I know that I'm gonna have to push it much more to achieve what I want to see. Because I know you're happy already with what I'm producing, where it's just sketches right now. But I know what I need to see, because it's the kind of visual I want to do for a very long time on a comic book. So yeah, it's gonna be nice. And I guess the only one that may be like, yeah, would be me, because it just what I visualize for the comic book is quite high in terms of techniques. It's not it's not the way of drawing. It's the technique that's gonna be behind all those squares. That's gonna have to be leveled up. But I will get there, and I won't ink those K's before I'm happy with the drawing anyway. So maybe each case will took me each square will take me a long time to draw, but we are not we don't have any deadlines, so we don't care. And more I take time to draw pages, and more you have time to write the rest. So it is no problem there. That's another great thing about that we don't have any publisher, we don't have any all those people, the banker, all those people that are waiting for you to finish that that page or that piece of writing. We don't have that. We don't care. Fuck you all, we do what we want. Yeah. And I hope that we're gonna stay like that, even if the first album is a big success, and we see here opportunity to, get serious and have a, somebody take care of, distributing the whole thing in more, bigger scale. That's gonna be, very serious conversation there, because that means we're gonna lose that freedom. Or we are like 5 albums in advance, and so we can still take our time while they are editing the first one, for example. That may be a better situation, because we really need to keep that freedom of time, and because I see so many comic book illustrator that starting to stress out, because they have like 3 pages to finish, and the due date is next month. Like, so that's not fun anymore. I have also bought books on writing. ordered comic book for research purpose and got a dictionary too. Oh, all right. You invested. You invested your own money to be better at comic book. That's good. You know, I'm gonna go the opposite way. I'm gonna try to not look too much about what has been done and try to do my own stuff. Maybe it's the wrong path. We'll see. Um, but when I'm reading your ideas and when when I see those images while I'm reading your ideas, make me think that we may be in the right path anyway. Because when I'm telling you this idea of having the big guy on his kid bed, and the kid bed is almost crushed and invisible because they didn't have time yet to construct another bed for him. I mean, this picture I have straight away with his brother, beside the bed and waiting for his brother to get better. Now the question is, am I gonna be able to achieve the image, the seriousness of the quality of the image I have in my head? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Never know without trying. Exactly. I mean, like you say, that could be, the next way of doing things. That's why I don't like those, that's not the way of doing it. What you talking about? You talking about what has been done already? Look at me. Bayonet on the musket? Yeah, why not? I mean, we need a bayonet, so where do you want to put the bayonet if it's not there? How you doing, team? Ooh. I believe it is different in the literature way. I enhance the story when you use. Alright, so this one is a little too big and modern for a musket. They used to put them inside the barrel. I like the mechanism of this one, so I thought it's easy enough to put it there, and it's a nice weapon to have without the gun. So maybe you're right. Maybe Sebastian will say, yeah, it looks too modern. I don't know. But there was no bayonet in that time anyway, so. When you use strenuous instead of very difficult, for example. Attends, I believe it is different. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know. I saw the photos. I think made some research before starting to draw that, and I know those bayonet as well. but I just find them boring. I know those bayonet because it's the same bayonet we have in France, but I just find those boring. And this one you can use that as a knife if you want. Part of this gun would be cool. Yeah, but that means you can't take it off anymore if it's part of the gun. Because the idea is that you have this big knife on your belt, so you can use that as a big knife. But if the enemy is charging, you can quickly clip that in the tip of your gun and use that as a spear. That's the whole idea, I think, about the bayonet. Because I know there is some gun as well that this is there is a pivot, so click the. But I like the idea of the guy having that as a dagger on his belt first, and then if needed, there is a very easy system for clipping that bayonet, that dagger on his rifle. Are you going to be available at the same time as last week tomorrow? I have to. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there. And we can talk about it more. That's the plan. Okay, perfect. It being a tiresome day for me, I'm gonna head to bed earlier than usual. I will see you tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow too, my friend. See you tomorrow. Have a good night. You too. And say hi to Denise, of course. Okay, let's do the background now, shall we? Today was boring. Ah, crap. Yeah, I didn't have time to be bored. Wednesday is the day where I have the most I have the most classes in my workshop with kids and adults, so the day passed very fast. I have 1 hour of class, 1 hour to clean up and prepare the next one, and then 1 hour of class and 1 hour to prepare and clean up and prepare the next one. I start from 11, finish at 5 in the afternoon, just with 1 hour lunch break. So yeah, Wednesday is not a boring day for me. And I stream the evening as well. Okay, 1 hour left. Hopefully I would like to finish that drawing this evening. That would be cool. But what made that day so boring for you? Because nothing happened, or I guess it depends how you're feeling your days. If you're the one in charge of make things happening, you're never bored. I'm never bored because I'm always have something to do. But if you're waiting for something outside to arrive, yeah, that's where you're starting to get bored. But yeah, I don't know. I can't tell you, because I'm not you. I know that I have a tendency of make sure that I make myself busy all the time because I don't like to do nothing. So I always have something to do. And you see, even when like for example, for Maîtres Guerriers, at the moment, Sébastien is so busy. He's not into spending time. Spending time preparing stuff for the game. Yeah, he's we don't even have time to talk about it anymore because he's busy doing something else. So instead of waiting for him to answer my questions, we embark on a journey with Emery of doing our own comic book. So now we are keeping ourselves very busy, exchanging ideas and creatively building the story. And we are not bored about waiting for Sebastian anymore. See, we take control of what we want to do. We want to wait and be bored, or we want to do something else. You need to find a hobby, maybe. Find yourself a hobby that you like to do, and you won't be bored anymore. Start to paint minis and play Maître Guerrier. Because right now what I feel is that you're just waiting for the next D&D session. Like my kids are waiting for, TV time. And if it's not TV time anymore, they're just bored. They wait. Nothing happened today. I feel like it's exactly the same. You're in control of your life, man. So if you're tired of being bored and that nothing happened, just make stuff happen. Why do you think I came to Twitch to draw my commissions? Because I was starting to get bored of doing that on my own in my workshop. Then I changed that and I started to work on Twitch so I can talk to people and not being bored anymore while I was working. I changed it into something new, exciting. Yeah, sometimes I still on my own on Twitch, especially in the afternoon, but it's okay, because I know that those videos gonna be looked anyway in replay or whatever, so I don't feel that alone, even if there is nobody there. Too far away from my friends to have someone hang out with me, and for instance try to make new friends, go on the gym and find new people over there. The best way of finding people that go on the gym is to meet them over there. Yep. Oh, jeez, sheep. Hello, Raiders. Hello, sheepo. You make me jump as usual. Welcome, welcome to my stream. How you doing? Echo, hello, username. How you doing, username? Are you sheepo? Hello, Corinne. Did you finish painting the sheepo? Hey, Tony. Hey, Tony. Where did I hear that? Hey, Tony. Hey, Motoko 12. Hi. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I guess everybody know me now. If you don't, I'm Alain Barbeau. I'm French from the center of Brittany in France, and I draw with ballpoint pen mostly for a franchise named Maîtres, Guerriers, which is a fantasy world that we are creating to be able to do games like the war game of I'm working on right now. Working on those cards for the war game. So those cards that I'm drawing now is technical object, which is, you know, weapons that are a little bit more advanced than what we can find on the market usually. So this bayonet is one of those advanced weapons from the time being, but there is some crazy stuff like mechanic arms and spring forks and you know. Oh god, no, I still have so much left to do on him. Yeah, I was joking because I I know how painting is a long process, and I would have been very surprised if you say, oh yes, it's done. Yeah, I'm starting to paint more frequently now because I have my I have the minis to do presentation videos that are gonna come up this summer for the games, the war game, and so I have minis to paint, and I paint already a bunch of units, and I'm on my orcs now, and yeah, it took me at least 2 hours to paint just one mini, and yeah, I have a lot to do. So yeah, all right, and it's almost 1. Yes, I should probably head to bed. As always, it's a big pleasure. Take care, my friend. Have a good rest, and hopefully tomorrow will be another day. And like I said, you know, if you're bored to be bored, stop be bored. Do something. It doesn't help that I'm slower than your average painter too. I mean, I think the right speed is, you know, the speed that you're comfortable with. I don't think there is a a right speed. I mean, it depends. If it's a personal project, you don't care actually the time you spend on the painting. When it's a commission, that's a little bit more tricky because more you spend on the painting and more you could lose money. I'm making birthday cards with painting. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we can do great stuff with painting. I'm not a big painter in the sense of painting canvas, but when I paint, I'm more painting on 3D objects, like on models and miniatures and stuff like that. I like to make my own models. Right now, in my workshop with the kids, we're doing like a wizard tower made of XPS foam. That's the one, yeah, XPS foam. And so we build up that tower and we are sculpting all the stones with pencils that we are graving inside the XPS foam, and then we're gonna paint that as if it is real stone, and the kids are just like blown away. It's been a year that they are asking me how we do that, and now we're doing it. They are like, can't believe that it's gonna start with this horrible green XPS foam and ended up looking like stones. That's gonna be the magic of painting, kids. Dry brush and everything. Yeah, every stuff in my sleeve is gonna be used for that tower. Flocage and greens and stuff. This coffee is cold. Ah! Okay, 30 minutes left. I think my eyes wants to go to bed, but I want to finish that drawing, but I won't do it because I feel like I'm getting slower and slower and slower and slower and slower. So I'm like in 10 drawing left to do to complete the 3 deck of cards I started last June. And every deck of cards has around 30 cards. And I can tell you that I'm glad that I'm almost done because I'm a little bit tired of that format and black and white drawing like the ones I have over my head. I started those little drawings since last June, and next month with June again. I can't believe it's a year of like drawing those little rectangle black and white drawings for cards. I remember saying to Sebastian, it's gonna take a while to draw them all, and we're like, yeah, but you're gonna be fine. Yeah, sure. We still have, another pack of cards coming, but we still don't have any name or characteristic yet, so I think it will be for next year. Because the spell, when you cast a spell on the battlefield, we're gonna make a card for every spell. So when you spell when you cast a spell, you just throw the cards on the table, showing what the spell is doing. Because we like that. We like to throw the cards of the spell, casting a spell. But that means if we have like I don't know 20 different spells to choose for every element, it's gonna be like 40 more cards to draw. 40 or even 80 cards to draw, depending how many spells we have in each element, for the fire or the earth or the wind with hair. No, not hair. Air, fire, water, and earth. Should be what it is. And we are still looking for a wargame player that is an English how do you say that? That is oh shit, I'm too tired now. That is it's old language. You speak English, so it's probably somebody from UK or US or anywhere we speak English actually. And the guy is a good wargamer, he like that, and he knows how to read French enough to read how rule book and be enthusiastic enough to say, hey, you know what, I really like your game, do you want me to translate the book? Like, yeah. Yeah, I'm still looking for that person. Maybe that person will come one day. I heard that you're looking for an English guy that can read French. Yep. Otherwise, it's gonna be made with those websites that like better version of Google Translation that you paid to do the translation, but still we will have to have a human behind that to check if what this stupid machine say makes sense. So I was more into like trying to find the right person to do that job. It's a big job, especially when the rulebook will be complete. Right now it's just the beta version, so it's the minimum that there is to know to play the game. So it's just for the players to try it, but it's in French, only French. So I guess it's limited. It limit the the average the number of player we can touch. So right now we don't have that much player trying the game. It's too bad because we want to know the bad and the good about the game. So even if you try or even read the rule book and find it bad, we want to know what's bad so we can change it if needed. But if nobody's saying anything, we can't change anything. Because we see the stats of the website, this rulebook have been uploaded. So, where are those players? Where are those guys that upload the rulebook? Why don't you say anything? Tell us what you don't like about that game. We'll be happy enough to change it if we think it's better your way. Alright. Now, where are we? Yeah, we are not done yet. Huh? That the other drawing behind it is okay? Yeah, it's okay. I'm starting to be bored about drawing leaves. It was fun to draw the guy, but now we need to draw the background and it's starting to be boring. And my eyes are starting to get blurry. That's not the right sign. That's a sign where I need to stop because my eyes are tired now. Yeah, it's almost 3 hours. That's probably why. Okay, I'm gonna finish that spot there and I'm gonna call it for today. Because I'm gonna have a full day tomorrow anyway, so I spend my morning painting minis. Afternoon I will have a nice meeting call with Emery and Denise to talk about the comic book we are creating. Yeah, we're creating a comic book, a new project, personal project. And it's been weeks that we're exchanging ideas, and we already have our first chapter, and it's starting like it's a badass start. And I can't wait for working on those characters full time. I need to finish Maîtres Guerriers first. But when I finish Maîtres Guerriers, I'm gonna work on those characters full times. And that's gonna be great. Alright. What those leaves are looking like. Yeah, kind of okay. Alright, let's stop there because I'm losing it anyway. Alright, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna rate somebody. And I'll be back tomorrow morning to paint those minis. I have one there. I have one here just ready to be painted. So that's gonna be what I'm gonna do tomorrow morning. So thank you for coming. Thank you, Shippo, again for the raid. And have a very good night, everybody. Take care. And I will see you in the next round. Right? Good night. Bye.
And like I said, I also tried to make sure that they were things that were on my bookshelf. Gotham Academy, Little Nemo in Slumberland, Amulet. Hey, Steve Conley. For humor, Giant Days, I Hate Fairyland, Chew. For fantasy, I put Mouse Guard, Bone, and Cursed Pirate Girl. Like I said, this list is very biased based on what's on my shelves. Hey! Alan Barbeau. Alan Barbeau is rating with a party of 10. Welcome, Alan. Welcome. My name is David Peterson, and right now I'm working on a commission. But we were taking a break to talk about how Free Comic Book Day is coming up and how you should use that as a way to take people in your life who are not comic book readers to Free Comic Book Day to help them find something that they might be interested in. So I was going through how I did a blog post. I posted a link in the chat. I can post it again just in case you want to see it. And breaking down comics by genre. So people, comics are stories. That's what they really are. People get hung up on the medium of them rather than what the content of them. And there's all kinds of different genres within, all kinds of different stories for every age range, genre, mood, etc. So I had recommendations here for adventure, humor, fantasy, kids comics, and again, these are examples. Most of these are examples that are things that are on my shelf. Owly, Corgi, Little Robot, historical nonfiction. These are books that are based in history but are non-fictional adaptations, playing loosely with the history. 300, Usagi Yojimbo, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Horror comics like Emily Carroll's Through the Woods, Hellboy, Lock and Key, and you can even see there, if you're familiar with those, there's even a huge kind of swath of what horror comics can be. Pulp comics like Sin City, The Rocketeer, Black Sad. Non-fiction comics. This is a category that I love bringing up. Another one that I don't have in here is autobiographical, which I should. There are all kinds of testimonials, autobiographical works. March should be on this list. March came out after I put this list together. But Mouse, Bone Sharps, Cowboys, and Thunder Lizards about dueling paleontologists. And then all of Rick Geary's books. Adaptations of existing works, like the Oz books that Scotty Young did with Eric Shanauer. There's a 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea that was done by Gary Gianni that's just fantastic. It's hard to find, but it's beautiful. And Fafford and the Grey Mouser, adapted by Chaikin and Mignola. romance